And you know that we bustin', yeah. We the top of discussion, yeah. It's a crazy ride show, man. You know that we bustin', yeah. It's a crazy ride show. Hold up, you know that we bustin', yeah. It's a crazy ride show. Hold up, you know that we bustin', yeah. And you know that we bustin', yeah. We the top of discussion, yeah. It's a crazy ride show. Hold up, you know that we bustin'. It's a crazy ride show, man. You know that we bustin', yeah. It's a crazy ride show. Hold up, you know that we bustin', yeah. It's a crazy ride show. Hold up, you know that we bustin', yeah. And you know that we bustin', yeah. We the top of discussion, yeah. It's a crazy ride show, man. You know that we bustin', yeah. It's a crazy ride show.
Ready?
Yeah, yes. We back, ladies and gentlemen, on another Wednesday night. It is a lit situation. Lake County Unfiltered. I go by the name of BoyLosCrazy. Shout out to the Closet Space. You gotta get to the Closet Space, located 2700 Sheridan Rd, ladies and gentlemen, Zion, Illinois. And keep my guest, we're gonna get you in there. We're gonna get you down in the Closet Space. We're gonna hook you up, man, with some stacked jeans. But I got a special guest in the building right now, ladies and gentlemen. Alderman Keith Turner's in the building right now. Let's clap it up, yo. Clap it up for him. He was here last week. He just hung out with us last week.
Right.
But we back again in the building. How you feeling, man?
I feel good. I feel really good, except for the weather, which is not my thing.
No, it's not. I hate it.
I'm summertime.
It's sliding and gliding outside. It's sliding. You are a polarizing guy, man.
Really?
I think so. I've seen you in council meetings. You have the charisma. You know how to, make stuff fun.
Yeah.
At times of me visiting council, you've added the, it's lighter sometimes when you make it a little fun, you know what I mean? But now you're on a mission. You're a current alderman now for City of Waukegan, and now you're kind of switching gears and saying, you know what, I want to be in the middle seat.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the story, your kind of story before politics. I know you're a military guy and a veteran, but give me a little bit of the story before.
All right, so I dropped out of high school 25 days before graduation because I wanted to join the Navy, which was my mission since I was 7 years old. I'm going to the Navy. So in high school, it never occurred to me to go look for a job, go to college. And I knew what my move was. At 17, my mother would not sign for me. So when I turned 18 in April of 75, I made the decision, I'm out, I'm going. And I had to leave because I was still scared I respected my mother.
Sure.
Right? So I jumped a bus 25 days before graduation in June of 75. I went to Minneapolis to join the Navy. And that was the first time I outsmarted myself in a big way because I walked in the recruiting station. I passed everything. I'm solid. I'm good. I'm thinking I'm going. The chief says, hey, you don't have to go right now. You could go on delayed entry and go active duty in September. Yeah. So I partied in Minneapolis. I went back to Chicago. I partied some more. I went back to Minneapolis. I partied. September, I swore in September 8th, 1975. However, remember, the whole purpose of me dropping out was to go to Vietnam. See, I thought it was real cool that the Navy kind of talked sideways. Instead of having a river patrol boat, they had a patrol boat river.
Okay.
Right? And I wanted to go to Vietnam, ride the patrol boat river, shoot that big machine gun.
Yeah.
But the Vietnam War was over in May when I went up there, and I should have. So I'm not a Vietnam War veteran. Right.
Almost.
But and I would have been if I had followed if I had just sworn in that day. Right. So I spent a total of 7 years in the Navy, 1975 to 1980, and then I got out for a year, and I went back from 81 to 84. I worked in operations intelligence, and I had an interesting mix of sea and shore duty. And ashore, I did some security work, shore patrol, base security, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Right? So that was my initial exposure to law enforcement, if you will.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
And I was a E5 Petty Operations Specialist, second class when I got out.
Okay.
After which, and I was stationed in California, another of my childhood dreams. And when I got out of the Navy, I stayed in California. So I actually lived in California, Northern Cal, from 1976 until 1992.
Okay.
Right? And
you're a Cali boy.
I'm a California kid.
Yeah, you're a California kid.
But I'm from Chicago. So
Okay.
let's keep that
You
straight.
represent. Okay,
Right?
okay,
I
okay.
represent the South Side.
Okay, okay.
So, but while I was in California, and I kind of alluded to talk to you a little bit about this before the show started, I was very fortunate in that I landed a job as a temporary employee with it's called World Savings and Loan, and I was introduced into the IT industry.
Okay.
And I kind of worked my way up from very basic. My first technical job was washing telephones. I sat in a small room and I washed telephones.
Wow.
And then I went out and I was taught how to install them.
Okay.
And then the dumb terminals. This was before PCs, right? PCs hadn't even got into the workplace yet.
Yeah.
And so I was a telephone installer and computers and terminals and printer installer. Later, I became the PC guy. So I was the telephone guy, the terminal guy, the PC guy. Yeah. And I got the big head, and I quit.
Got out of there.
I quit, and I went to a small phone company in San Francisco, and I did telephone installations and so forth. If you go out to my website, votekturner.com, you can see my biography and a number of companies. So I'll kind of speed up a little bit.
Yeah.
From 1986 until 2000, I was various types of engineer, technician, cable puller. I did all kind of stuff, server guy, all that. In 2000, when we had the millennial hoax, right? The world was going to end at the stroke of midnight.
Yeah. Y2K.
Right, Y2K, right? Yeah. So I was working for BP Amoco. I was building servers. I was gateway server engineer. And when the world didn't end, I was looking for a job. But I had did like a very high profile mission. They had fired some guy and they needed someone to drive around Lake Michigan and install servers at these pumping stations, which I did. Yeah. And so bottom line is they hooked me up. They asked me, I asked them for a job, and they said, well, do you know anything about project management? And I thought, yeah, of course I know. And I always found myself working for a project manager, but I didn't know what they did. I did the work, so whatever it is they do, I can do it. Yeah. I can do it, right? So I pitched it. I sold myself as a project manager. BP Amoco hired me out in Naperville. There's a refinery out there. And that was in 2000. That was my first gig as a project manager, IT project manager in infrastructure. And that's where I've been ever since. So since 2000, now it's 2025, and I've been an IT project manager, a consulting project manager, a senior consulting project manager in the IT infrastructure and cybersecurity space. Those are the types of projects I work on. I also do some software applications. I don't like those projects. My forte, infrastructure, cybersecurity. Nice. And I've worked for a number of very large companies, including Google, Bank of America, Chase Bank, Westinghouse, and I've got a whole list here. But
why Waukegan? So Naperville obviously was that base. But why Waukegan? That's where I got
the start, the entry, right?
Okay.
So, but as a consultant, I was always looking for more money, and that's how I made it. So we didn't have minimum wage. If they did, it was something ridiculous. So if I wanted more money, I'd take another job. And so I ended up working for an outfit called Comark, and I was sent to Indianapolis to run a crew of technicians, manage a crew. I was the guy, shot caller, and down in Indianapolis. I had a crew of 5 running IT installs at this bank, and I had before I had gone to Indianapolis, I had an appointment at the VA in North Chicago, right? Yeah. And I saw this fine young thing walking through the halls, and I said, "Hello, how you doing?
What's up? Is it me you're looking for? What's up?"
What's up? So, and that today that's my wife.
Nice,
right?
Nice,
so I met her down in the hallway at the VA.
Yeah.
So I moved to Indianapolis, and we were dating long distance. And I, like, man, I'm getting old, and I've been very nomadic. So during this time, I lived in actually 7 states, right? And I can't tell you how many cities.
Yeah.
And I got tired. Man, I need to settle down. And I asked my girlfriend to marry me. We got married. She lived in North Chicago.
Okay.
And though neither of us wanted to live together before marriage, it was easier for me to relocate. I'm a consultant. I picked up the phone on Monday. I had a job interview on Wednesday. I accepted the offer on Thursday, and I quit on Friday.
Wow.
Right? Where I gave my notice. And then I was actually commuting between Indianapolis and Darien. I was working for American Bottling Company. It was a 3-hour run each way.
Wow.
Wow. And so anyway, I ended up moving in with my wife, Sonia. And we got married in 1999. Shortly thereafter, we bought the house in Waukegan. And that's how I got here.
Wow.
So that's how,
that's pretty cool.
It was love that brought me.
There you go. See, there you go. It's a love story. Everybody likes a good
It's a love story. So, yeah.
And then, so the entry into, we got questions coming in already, but the entry into politics was, what was the first thing that you kind of saw, maybe noticed to get you into politics?
All right, so here's the rub. All right, so when we got married, I was working for Cardinal Health. And we got married September 4th of 1999. I'm working for Cardinal Health. We bought the house in October, and my wife gave that spring. My wife gave me the property tax bill, and I threw it on the seat. She gave it to me as I was going out the car. I threw it on the seat of the car, went to work, and on the way home, I'm reading. And I said, "Oh my God!" As I turned I live on Jackson Street, and as I turned from Glen Flora onto Jackson, $6,000.
Wow.
And they didn't paint that yellow curb. Why? Why they not painting the yellow curb with my $6,000?
Yeah.
And so I asked a friend of mine. He's gone now. His name was Jack Potter. He was a local real estate guy. He actually ran for mayor in 2000. That's how I was introduced to him. And I asked Jack about it. He said, "You should go to City Hall and ask him."
Wow.
And that's what I did. My alderman, Mr. Larry Tempest, kind of blew me out. Yeah, very impressed. So I went back, and the second meeting, city council meeting, I sat there and I distinctly remember thinking, these guys don't even know. I'm running for alderman in 2000.
Yeah.
So I ran for alderman in 2003. Larry Tempest slaughtered me.
Yeah.
I came back in 2007. He beat me even worse. But you've heard me say it before, we don't stop, we don't quit, and we don't give up, right? And so I kept coming back. And over the years, I've run for committeeman and won. I ran for Park District, I ran for County Board twice, I ran for State Rep, and I ran again for Alderman in 2019, and I was elected, and I was re-elected in 2023. So I'm in my second year of my second term as Alderman.
Gotcha. The city of Waukegan is an interesting city because I call it the big small city. It's obviously the county seat for a really rambunctious county. It's a lot going on in Lake County.
A lot
People
going
don't
on
know.
that people don't know.
People that don't know.
Yeah.
But the city of Waukegan is managed very old school, in my opinion. What, and I'm gonna get to y'all questions. Keep dropping them. We're gonna get to them. I promise you. My question is, as you're an alderman and you sit on that seat, what is it about Waukegan that you want to fix immediately? Something that's just something that isn't right. The first thing you want to kind of fix. What's the first thing you would do?
The transparency, and the sharing of knowledge. The citizens, the residents, and have a thirst to understand and know what's going on with our government, and they have a right and an entitlement to know that. So the first thing I would want to bring is openness and transparency. Day one, we're going to reopen City Hall. As you may know, you do know that under the current administration, you have to clear the guard desk. You can't go upstairs during business hours unless you have a special dispensation, and I've been in the lobby and seen people wait to talk with someone from the mayor's office, and they come down and you stand in the lobby by the elevators, and that's where you have your meeting. I've seen it a number of times. I don't like it. I'm going to make that change immediately.
Yeah.
So that's the key. Opening up City Hall, becoming more transparent and more informative, truthful sharing of information, engaging our community, and working, and I want to do this rapidly, to change the culture in how you do business with the city of Waukegan. There's a fundamental lack of communication, both internally and externally. Internally amongst the staff in the city and the mayor's office and all that, and externally with the citizenry, the residents, and particularly those who want to do business or have business with the city.
I've asked that question to multiple candidates where they say it's hard to do business with the city of Waukegan.
Absolutely.
What do you say to that?
That is the singular, most common and consistent complaint that I get is how difficult it is to do business with the city of Waukegan. I can tell you, I know a guy, a developer. He's going to put $7 million, bam, on the barrelhead for 1 North Genesee. That's that big, tall, brown building at the corner of Washington and Genesee.
Sure.
Couldn't get it done because the city was on. We had Amazon. They wanted to, they had a Kennedy Construction Company owns a lot. It's a construction lot. They haven't been able to sell it for 20 years. Amazon wanted to buy it. They did all kinds of traffic studies, noise studies, all this jumping around. And we finally, after months, maybe 7 or 8 months, we voted 7-2 to give them the permits and all that stuff. And so they closed the deal, but then 4 months later, they still haven't started construction. No calls were being returned, and at one point they were told to whoever the project manager was or something, we're not going to talk with you. We need to talk with your attorney. We'll only talk to your attorney. Emails are not being answered, which is a commonality at City Hall. They don't want to answer emails. Nothing in writing. And so Amazon eventually got tired, walked away, and went over to Gurnee. Wow. But I know a number of, I've spoken with directly. As a matter of fact, I had a meeting 2 Sundays ago with a group of developers who want to do major projects with the city, in the city of Waukegan, and they refuse to do not one iota of business until there's a new administration, whether it's me or someone else.
Is the city of Waukegan, and as a citizen, is it an attractive city? If you take away the politics out of it,
I'm kind of biased, man. I love Waukegan. I mean, Waukegan. I'm a transplant. I'm a migrant.
Sure.
But I love Waukegan, so I'm kind of biased. Yeah, it's attractive to me.
Got you.
I mean, I don't like the weather.
Right.
I certainly am not jumping in the lake in January.
Yeah, that's tough.
No, but I think Waukegan is an attractive city because of our location. We're almost equidistant between Chicago and Milwaukee.
Right in the middle,
We're on the lake. We are on the tollway. We've got major, 41 and 43. We got
How do we take advantage? Because I've heard former Mayor Sam Cunningham broke down to me the water usage and how we could really use that in different ways. How do we benefit from being on the lake now? Because of course, in the past we had industry there. But now that industry is gone, how do we now, if you do have a plan, do you have an idea of how we could utilize the lakefront, the water, the access to that?
Well, when you say we, who do you mean?
I guess the city.
The city of Waukegan, yes. Or businesses?
Both, everybody,
okay.
All inclusive, inclusive.
I think the broad we, could best utilize, or we need to make it easy to do business. The city cannot dictate what business you open. Sir, you must open. No, we can't do that. We can say, well, we kind of like this, but ultimately the decision comes down to those who are making the investment, the developers, property owners, and so forth. Right? So think of it this way. you and I could put our money together and say, well, we want to build an outdoor roller skating rink at lakefront, at the harbor or down by the beach.
Sounds like a great idea.
Actually, though.
That's good. I got half. You got half.
But then the city might say, well, that's not what we want. We want a Ferris wheel. So, well, we don't think we did this market study. It's our money.
Yeah.
And they'll say, well, so you don't get your roller skating rink.
Yeah.
They don't get their Ferris wheel. You get nothing, and that's what you got today.
And I think that's the small, when I say big, small town, that's a small town thing.
Yes.
Where, especially I opened a business downtown Waukegan, it was graciously accepted, and you were consistent as you say you were. So I want to give you credit on that as a business owner.
Thank you.
You said, hey, I'm a business first guy. He wants to open a business. Yay. It was yay. You didn't nay it not one time.
Not one time.
You gave me yays through whatever it was trying to get approved, so I appreciate that. But we do get a lot of that. We do get a lot of, well, doesn't fit this, nightlife, the parties. And you were somebody I saw walking Genesee Street last summer, a couple of summers ago. How do you have a vision for downtown Waukegan? What's some ideas you have?
Oh, yeah. So my vision for downtown Waukegan, I met with some of these developers, and there's actually there is a project that's in the pipeline. I think we need more foot traffic, we need people living downtown. Apartments, market rate apartments downtown. As mayor, I would like to take the parking meters out.
Please.
I think they are
a lot of money.
There's a lot of money.
Right.
And see, that's the thing. I mean, you have to weigh this, but I think we need to get rid of those parking meters, go to 2-hour parking. We have the technology where you can just drive through there, they read the plates, and they say, well, this one was here at 1 o'clock, that one's there at 1:30, and they've been here too long, they get a ticket. Right? And they do that in other areas of the state, the county. Where else do you go? Parking meters downtown? I don't know.
No, it's kind of old school.
So that's one thing I would like to change, and to make it more business friendly. Excuse me. And then people say, well, the college folks go parking in. No, well, you just make a deal with the College of Lake County. No entry from Genesee Street. Right. And there may be some hints. So, Carlos, I have some ideas and I have some plans, and there's a difference. So maybe my ideas might not work, but what I want to convey is that I'm bringing a different mindset, right? And I had this conversation with someone earlier today, and I think this is where you're going with your question. In Waukegan, we elect people that have no frame of reference outside of Waukegan and how things have always been done. And you heard people say it. We've done this way for 30 years.
Sure.
This is the Waukegan way.
Sure.
From Waukegan for Waukegan.
Sure.
Those kinds of things. And you limit your ability to connect with and the issues that are occurring, the problems that need to be solved, and bring solutions and ideas from a different perspective.
Great point. Is there this mythical vanguard of people who mandate that it stays the same? Because I've heard this, well, there's a group of people, there's a nucleus of people that have made sure that the way that it's going to be is the way that it is and forever will maintain.
Yeah, that's not a mythical.
Okay.
But I don't think there's a group that sits around and plots this.
Sure.
It's a mindset. It's an inability to conceive of new concepts. When I say take the oh my God, take the parking meters out. Are you crazy? What are you calling? What are you gonna, So and there's a resistance to an aversion to risk taking.
Okay.
You got to be willing to take risks, try new things, right? You also have to be open to hearing other people's ideas. So some of the things that I talk about doing are not my ideas, but things that I've garnered from people who have suggested to me. Like that bank building down there with the overhang on Washington.
Yeah.
Someone suggested, why don't we turn that into a beer garden? That wasn't my idea.
Yeah.
It was his idea. I think it's a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Someone else suggested to me, and one of the problems that we have, and the key element or the first element of my prime vision initiative or prime initiative's vision for Waukegan is public safety, immediately you think police and crime. No. That includes traffic safety. And one of the problems we have is drag racing on the Amsteds.
Definitely.
Someone suggested to me, well, why do we need the Amsteds now, right now?
Yeah.
You know, or 10 o'clock on Wednesday night in the summer, right?
Yeah.
4 o'clock on Tuesday morning in the summer, you don't need the Amsteds.
Yeah.
So the idea would be to shut down the Amsteds through those automated gates and open it for rush hour traffic, Monday through Friday.
Wow.
Beyond that, you don't need
Close it, yeah.
Close it, because the vast majority of those folks using the Amsteds are from north of Waukegan, maybe up in Buckley Hills, a few. Now,
Yeah.
So
It's not a bad idea.
that's not a bad.
A few Zion people in the building don't know how
Yeah,
they
they were
feel
like,
about
whoa,
that.
what's up, right? But that's not my idea. It was
Yeah.
given to me by.
Sure.
So you have to have.
Sure.
Well, man, that's a good idea.
Sure.
And I asked the guy, so can I use it? And he said, don't put my name on it.
Let me ask you kind of a current, recently voted in for Alderman compared to some of the other people that's been there for a while. Is the job harder than what you expected? Because you think, man, I can just get this done for my ward. This stuff should be easy at 1, 2, 3, 4, check. But then when you get the seat, is it harder than what you thought it was going to be to get stuff done?
People have a perception of what the job is. The only written job description for Alderman is attend 2 meetings, one the first and third Monday, and vote on items on the agenda and approve the budget and that kind of thing. We're legislators.
Yeah.
However, this job is what you put into it. I put a lot into it. I'm known for being hyper responsive, and by that I mean when people call, I will literally get up out of my bed and go see. I want to see what you see, right? And that's me, but that's my character makeup. I'm the guy who gets things done. I'm rolling early in the morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm rolling, especially in the summertime. Now, in the wintertime, there's not so much going on.
Yeah.
I still creep around, but I started driving the lift car.
Okay, nice.
So if I'm not anything else, you make some money. I make some money, right?
We driving to get money.
Yeah, well, that's how I am, man. That's how I'm driven. I think that it is what you put into it. The one thing I will say is, as an alderman, we are the closest, most directly connected to our neighbors. Neighbors know they come knock on my door, they call me all hours of the day, text, email, phone call, messenger. They can get me, not somebody else. And I don't have a secretary, I don't have a guard. You know, and I encourage that. And one of the best feelings for me is helping someone. Sometimes that just means listening. They're being heard. But I often engage in actually solving problems, and I believe in solving problems at the lowest level, and most often that's just a matter of communication.
Timmy, this is my philosophy, and I share this with most politicians. I don't believe in any politician who hasn't been successful away from it. Only because power is the most addictive thing ever. Having power is intoxicating. My question is, how do you rule without including your ego?
Well, I don't rule. I work.
Well, don't rule.
I don't rule, I work.
Okay.
And as I've always said, the politics will never make or break me. I'm Keith Turner, and I do me, all right? Many folk identify, these elected positions become their identity.
Sure.
And without that, they have nothing.
Sure.
Brother, I was doing pretty good before I got elected in 19. I'm doing all right now. I'm retired now. I do well. Right? I don't need this. I don't need this. Right? I fight the good fight because at every level of government, we need change. We need vision, risk takers, ideas, plans, and so forth. Everything that I bring to the table in this campaign for mayor.
Gotcha.
But as alderman, again, it's being the most closely and directly connected to people. Awareness, connectedness, knowing what the issues are, not just in my ward, but citywide. I get calls from all over the city. Before I became a candidate for mayor, calls from all over the city, and the reason is I'm responsive. And and one day, it's funny. I kind of complained, I mean, I get frustrated too, right?
Yeah.
I'm human.
Yeah.
And I complained to my wife, they always call me. She says, well, you told them to do it. And I said, you're right. And so you've heard me, everyone's heard me say, just call me. Can't help if I don't know, right? Call me. I don't care what time it is, and I really don't.
Yeah.
People have called me about dogs running loose in the street. I get out of my bed and go catch the dog. Anybody's got a mattress for sale. I'm looking for an apartment,
Stuff ain't got nothing to do with the Alderman.
Nothing. But that's okay.
Somebody got a car for sale.
Because my family's motto is, my mother instilled these in us. My brother encapsulated it into a motto which we adopted as our family motto. Hurt no one, help someone, have some fun. And that's when you first started. You said, well, you keep things light up here, right? So I'm up there, I'm having fun, I'm enjoying, I'm getting things done. And I bring a little lightness to it, know.
And I think we need that. I think as a citizen, me watching it, I think some of the times it turns into a contest.
Right.
Of who can talk the best or who can make the other person look stupid. And I'm a 36-year-old guy. I've never been a politician or anything, but I know what I'm watching and I know how to see what and why are you doing that?
Right.
And some of it's not needed. But we got a lot of comments coming in.
I see that. Wow.
We got Wajina Briscoe's in the building. What's up, Miss Wajina? It's my auntie. She said, I want you to, we're going to ask one question and then we'll go to the next one.
Okay.
And you can answer it really quick.
Okay.
What would you do in your first 30 days if elected mayor?
As I mentioned earlier, I would open up City Hall. You're going to be able to come up that elevator. You're going to be able to walk into the mayor's office and ask, hey, can I speak with the mayor? Right? I will implement, we'll call it office hours. Probably the second Tuesday of each month. You just come to the mayor's office. You want to talk? We got time, and maybe I got to walk in. Right. So we're gonna have interactive and engaged communications directly with the citizenry. I would. I don't know if I can do it in the first 30 days. I have to work this out. But some of the things I want to accomplish within the first 100 days, I would like to form a 7-officer traffic enforcement detail. Right, or unit, right? Right now we have one guy, traffic officer, Officer Hamilton. He's the guy out there running radar and that, right?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's why I used to ride in the car.
So the other guys don't do that, or they can.
They can, but he
don't.
is the traffic officer. The other any
for the whole city.
The whole city, 120,000 people, 28 square miles or something.
That's crazy.
So I want 7 officers enforcing traffic laws. The gang intel unit needs to be beefed up. I could do some realignment of resources and increase the staffing in that detail. And there's some other areas that I like to look at and change. So, and here's the ideas that I have. I don't have a plan. I have a plan for the detail of traffic. Yeah. But some of these ideas, and so those are some of the things that I like to do in a very short term.
Gotcha.
And then I've got some things that I would like to implement that, or start working towards to implement over a longer period of time.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Eugene Mayfield, my boy Eugene Mayfield.
My man.
He says, ask him what's going on with the property on Green Bay Road that's being demolished. If he's elected, what are his plans for it? Business-minded people would like to know.
Jiminy Cricket, I'm glad you asked, Gene.
Yeah.
First of all, did you buy that motorcycle or what?
He bought it.
You bought it?
I know he bought it. Y'all gonna be riding together.
Oh, we going out there. We gonna get out there. We rode together a couple of times. So here's the deal. Now listen. Now you talking about me being polarized. I'm gonna give you some stuff, right? Because what did I tell you? I said I was gonna be transparent and open, right? So here's what had happened was.
Yeah.
I used to ride in the car with the cops a lot, every quarter, at least once a quarter, at least. So one day, I went down to meet with the cops, going to get in the car. Say, man, where's the restroom? Say, we go that way, Alderman. And I was like, man, this is not nice, right? And so later, I asked the chief, hey, Chief, I want a tour of the police station. Bear with me. I'm going to answer the question.
Yeah.
But I want you to understand the backstory, all right? Chief, I want a tour of the station. He set it up. Had one of the commanders walk me through. It's a shithole, right?
You're walking through the police station.
Police station.
Okay.
Man, this is not right. There are areas where there's mold. The locker rooms are too small, and it's not modern in no regard. And they are suffering from space constraints, right? So I said, well, you need a new police station, right? And it just so happened that I was hitting corners down in the first ward. I saw the NOSCO building, and I'm going to get to the point. I saw the NOSCO building, which is empty and for sale. It's huge. It's like 6 buildings tied together. Parking lot across the street is fenced in, and the building is in condition where they had like 30 offices. You would need to replace the carpet, but you could literally turn on the water, Waukegan, turn on the water, ComEd, give me some power, and you could have run a police substation there immediately and moved in gradually. So I started talking about a new police station there, which I thought would have changed the whole character of the whole south side of Waukegan, right? And there was some resistance there. Ultimately, they poured salt on the idea, and one of the things they said was, they is who they is, that they wanted the police station should be more centrally located. And I was the one who said the police station does not need to be co-located with City Hall. So, but the mayor jumped on that idea, and she says, well, I want to tear down the police station, we'll dig a hole, put it in a parking lot, put a new police station on top.
The current mayor.
Yes.
Okay.
And I said, man. And I said, well, no, And he said, well, we would like it to be more centrally located if we're going to do it. And I said, that. So I went and talked to the guy that owns the Ramada Inn. Now, I first had a deal locked, handshake deal for a NOSCO building, $1.2 million. I had a handshake deal on Ramada Inn for $2 million. And believe me, there was nothing wrong with that building. People say, well, it was structurally, there was nothing wrong with that building. Okay. And it's 6 acres. Right. And you've been over there, so you got the big lots.
It's a big lot.
It's big. So I had a handshake deal for $2 million on that, but it was my idea, and I'm driving it, and so they had to pour salt on that. And then they forced the owner through court. They took him into court to get him to demolish the building. He was winning the court case. They had time or whatever. Meanwhile, there were people who were coming to him and saying, I would like to buy, we'd like to put this in there. And allegedly, supposedly, somebody said, we're not going to grant no permits, so don't worry about it. So that dried up. Wow. And then there was a fire in the south wing. North wing was still good, but the south wing was burnt. But they forced him to tear it down, cost him $1 million to tear it down. Wow. And that's where it is now. It's being demolished.
Is it a new owner, or is it the same owner?
No, the same owner.
I thought a new owner bought it. Okay.
Well, there's a guy from Dubai that owned it. He was just tax write-off.
Right.
So there's a new owner.
Yes, I know him.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
So now the building is being demolished, and now the city keeps offering more money and more money. See, they forced him to spend $1 million, so we didn't have to spend it. And I think there's something nefarious up somebody's sleeve, but I'm not going to make that open allegation as yet. But if it comes to fruition, you're going to know about it from me.
Wow.
Right? So, yeah. So
that's Gene. That he answered your question.
Okay.
He got there.
So here's the thing. Right now, the property is being demolished. There are supposedly the city is still making offers on it
to buy it.
To buy it. And there are other people who are interested as well. So we don't know, as we sit here today, we don't know what's going to happen with that.
Wow.
That property.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Quickly, while Gina Briscoe asks another one, what do you think about the status of Vista Hospital?
Here's the thing, Wagina. You remember several months ago, they were having issues, right? Do you remember what was said? I do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call any names, but several people said, Yeah, we're working behind the scenes. We're working behind the scenes.
Right.
We ain't doing nothing. What'd you do? What did you do? Nothing. And that's why they never say, now, come on. If I did something to help, you think I wouldn't say it?
Yeah.
So, but they're just making noise and not being sincere. This is what I talk about, being transparent, informative, and truthful. Right? So don't blow smoke at me. Nobody do nothing because there's nothing for them to do. It's a private enterprise, right? As I understand it, there is some monies available from the state. Vista is working to get those monies kind of shore up down, right? Yeah. So,
which is crazy to me.
It is.
Because I had a private business and I would have loved to get state funded.
You think?
Yeah. That's crazy.
So that's all I can tell you about it. I am not intimately aware. I hear what you hear.
Yeah.
People being on furlough and supplies not
75
coming.
people on furlough,
Yeah, I hear the same thing, but...
Okay, I'm going to run through these comments.
Okay, go.
William Class says, that's good. I'm sick and tired of people racing like they are on a track trying to win a trophy. Patrick Dude, I think that's Dowd, I can't read. He says, that's why I like you. You are a problem solver. Angel Salgado says, keep Turner for mayor. We need change. Eva Ronell says, Ann Taylor City Hall is so unresponsive. Her office is closed to the public. Her secretary turnover rate is high.
Yeah.
No one there speaks Spanish. How would you change that to make the people's office again?
Stop. Let me answer. Man, look, folks, let me tell you something. In the last 2 years, we've lost approximately 45, I know it's 40, 45 senior or long-term employees who have either quit, retired early, and most of them have retired or quit. There have been some people who have been fired, and I have a list, but I'm not going to name names. So we still don't have a finance director. Don Schultz is interim. He's acting as a contractor.
Let me play devil's advocate. Keep that.
Yeah.
And you answer it for me. Quitting because the administration.
In some regards.
Okay. Positively and negatively, either side. Gotcha.
I agree with that. But when you see so many period of time, these are city jobs. It's government jobs, government work, right? Yeah. So these guys, a lot of people want to retire at 30 years. That's the hallmark, man.
Yeah.
I'm here 30. I'm straight.
Yeah.
Right. But they're leaving at 20. As soon as they got 20, 21.
10 left. Yeah.
Some like they close to 30. It's 28. I'm done with this. So I want to work to change the culture of City Hall, of city government. The morale across the entire city workforce is depressed, right? I've called for a culture and morale study to be done. I understand they're doing some kind of 360 assessment, but what I'm hearing from the people, they're not liking it and they're not being responsive because they fear retribution. So when I'm elected mayor, none of that political retribution, oh, you said you was talking to him, and no, that's going to stop immediately.
More comments. Patrick Dowd again says we need a place over in Linden Avenue with all the cars racing around. Same thing by Bonnie Brook. All the people from Zion come into Waukegan that way and race up and down. Edgar Rodriguez says that's why he has my vote. Kevin Lopez says, I love you, Keith. If you win, I will get your name tattooed. That's what he said, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Lopez. Miracle Jenkins says, I love that Keith has a real immediate plan. That was crazy. Immediate plan that will be accessible when mayor. Anthony, I can't remember your name, my brother. Urit. Have Anthony. You want to come on the podcast? Okay, hit me up. Eugene says, listen, why we need someone that's for the people, and he's straightforward. Edgar says, are you going to raise taxes?
No. Listen, man, wait a minute. Hold on now. generally speaking, I am opposed to tax increases. I am Keith No Tax Turner. I ran on that in 2003. I still got the
sound like a rapper.
No Tax Turner, right? However, we have to be realistic and understand that some things may require a small income tax. But again, I want to be transparent. So what they do is, and we haven't raised taxes in 4 years. Ann hasn't raised taxes at all. There's some other issues with that. But anyway, so what happens is we can raise your property tax 4.99%. At 5%, we need a referendum. So that's what they do every year like clockwork. That's why you were seeing it every year. And you never had no discussion.
Yeah, because you're able to do it up to a certain point.
Yeah. So, no, I am not in favor of pushing a tax increase. I think we can mitigate some of our spending, cut out some of the overhead that we're doing, some of the nicey feel goods that we do. We can cut some of that out. We can lean on more grants from the state and the feds and looking for opportunities to get some of those monies back. It's all tax dollars, right? Yeah. But maybe we can get some of those back. And I have to give credit where credit is due. Current administration did bring a grant writer working magic. We are getting some of that money. I want to continue and expand on that. Right? So I want to give credit. It's happening now, but I want to do more. And we can do a little bit more, a little bit better.
Gotcha. George Arenas says, ask him why they gave $250,000 for some stucco on the daycare at Washington and Buttrick. That job does not cost that much to do. Why did they approve that? Stay quiet on that or not investigate that?
I am not familiar with that at all.
Okay.
It sounds like somebody put some stucco on their building, and obviously the city. I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't have an answer.
We got to do some more work, George.
So whoa. You contact me 847-445-3788. Call me, text me. Let's talk about it, and I'll see what I can find out. How about that?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Tracy Johnson says, what event or events would you have at the lake/festival that would draw people for a weekend event? Fishing derby of the 70s.
Look, man, y'all gonna get me talking. Here's my plan. Here's my idea, right? Two things. I want Waukegan to be open for business. All right? And I want to have some fun. I would like to have a full-blown freaking rodeo here in Waukegan, a fishing derby, and I would play off of Scoop in Genesee. I want to have racing in Waukegan. I didn't say race, race.
Yeah,
racing. No, racing for the entire month of July. Racing in Waukegan. We could have a drag race on the Amstutz. We could have a boat race, jet ski race, airplane race, bicycle race, marathon run, racing in Waukegan. And we could do that, like July could be the big month, and then August could be the small month. But we have to open ourselves to new ideas, man. And so, yeah, I am all about engaging and letting people operate and do business and bring fun things to Waukegan. Gotcha. So those are some of the things that I would like.
Good ideas. Paula, mess your last name up. She says, what is your views on deportation?
That is a federal issue. Now, as I pulled into the parking lot, I received, I had received earlier the statement from the mayor that she made regards this whatever's going on. I don't know what's going on because if you notice, I never talk national or state politics. I'm focused on Waukegan. But as I sat in the parking lot and I thought about it, I started drafting kind of my thoughts in my statement, and I can read it to you now, but it's only in draft, and I haven't published it. But generally, I'd say that I am in agreement that we must close the border We have to secure it. That is, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't let people just walk in my house all willy. They can't even come in my yard all willy-nilly, right? So we have to do that, and then focusing on criminal activity. You know, there's been a gang war in Waukegan since at least 2014, maybe going back further, 2012 or so. And I would like to bring focus on public safety in terms of criminal activities, right? That's where focus needs to be. That's my concern, is crime and safety.
Gotcha.
So, I don't know if that really answers your question.
No, it gets them close.
Yeah.
It gets them close there.
I will have a formal statement for you maybe tomorrow or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alan Levitz says, Keith, the people love you. We support you. We want you. We are excited to get you in office. What are your views on the incoming businesses having such a hardship obtaining business licenses?
Dear Lord, listen, let me tell you something. There's two things going on. Businesses and citizens or residents of Waukegan, and they suffer the same fate. It takes forever to get a business license, to clear all the bureaucratic hurdles. And what I would like to do, so focusing on business and contracting, building out a business, right? It could be something as little as a fence, or it could be building a new building. Well, what I would like to do, because we maintain a registry of certified, authorized, licensed contractors in Waukegan. And to get there, you have to be a journeyman level, you have to have insurance, you have to understand international standard organization, like all of that stuff. And you check all these boxes,
Sure.
you get instant permit. You come to me and say, hey, I want to put in a fence. You're licensed with it? Yes, great. So go put the fence, here's your permit.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Yeah.
However, what we need is a system of random inspections for those certified contractors, not for the property owner, but the contractor.
That's good. I like that. That's
you
good.
see what I'm saying?
That's good. That's good.
So the contractor, if he makes takes a shortcut, he skimps on the job, and it's obvious he knows what he's supposed to do, but he chose not to do it, then we have a system where he's penalized, minor fine, but a suspension of business, because the construction season is very small.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
So you can't
That's in
afford, as a
Illinois.
contractor,
Yeah.
you can't afford not to work for 30 days, and you got jobs stacked up.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where I would go. Firstly, Mr. Levitt, is some sort of changes in the rules and regulations, and that's R and Prime, for my Prime initiatives, to speed up the process, eliminate some of these bureaucratic hurdles. Also, procedurally, I think there's too much over-governance in how we are approving these licenses, approving these deals. So we have a planning and zoning committee, a development review board, we got the economic development committee, we got the blah, and the blah, the committee of the whole, the committee and the city council.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Really? Do we need all of that?
Yeah.
No. Let's make it easy to do business. By making it easy to do business, we raise the flag and we say, we're one Waukegan, we're open for business. You will have businesses flocking here. Why? Because of our location.
Can Keith Turner just obliterate this, what you're saying? Can you just do that? Or does that take voting?
No, that's going to take
Okay.
buy-in from the alderman, the city council. This is not a dictatorship.
You can't executive order and stuff.
The mayor has influence and authority. There's some things I can do as mayor, and I will do. That's the administrator, chief administrator. So I'm running the administration. But to do some of these things, it's going to take buy-in from at least 5 of the aldermen, or a majority of the aldermen.
Right.
And I think we can get there from here because I'm a communicator. We don't have that now. I don't know who's meeting with the mayor. The aldermen don't meet with the mayor.
Are you afraid of alliances that have already been made if you become the mayor this year, April, or whenever it is? I think it's April. May, yeah.
April's the election, April 1st.
And then May.
You take off, So
if you become the mayor in May, are you apprehensive about the alliances that she may have had prior to her being in the office that may not get you past a certain point?
I think we'll have to work through that. That may be the case, Carlos. But I think once people begin to see the positive changes understand my vision, and I have an opportunity to sit and work with them. And my intention is to work with people, right? It's a collaboration. It's not a dictatorship. Often we hear the word no. No. Can't do it. No. What about the liability? So we are going to get things done.
Gotcha.
That's why they call me the guy who gets things done, right?
Gotcha.
Because I want to get things done. I want to solve problems, find solutions, and I want to solve those problems and find those solutions at the lowest level possible, which often is just a matter of communication.
Gotcha.
When you got a problem and me and you are talking about it, we can solve that. We can squash that. We can,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Waukega's an interesting city. We got a couple different more questions. Waukega's an interesting city because you have different groups of people, different walks of life, different levels of living. And I come from a place of like the block,
Right.
from the block,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And when Keith Turner's name comes up on the block, it's associated with certain topics. And I don't know if you know this or not.
I don't.
Trayvon Martin being one.
Yeah.
Where when the incident happened and you had select things to say, and people didn't like it. Certain people didn't like what you said.
Yeah.
And then there was another issue where you took pictures of some young lady's body part, something like that.
Yeah.
How do you respond to people who have painted you as a conservative guy?
Yeah.
Some people call you a Trumper.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know what conservative means.
Yeah, well,
what is it you think?
that's
I
what they say. That's what they say.
What am I trying to conserve?
Well, that's what
I'm
they-
telling you. I'm here to change.
Gotcha.
Right, but anyway.
So what do you say to those people who say, this guy's a true right winger, he's hard right, he doesn't believe in certain concepts of democracy where Section 8, things like that. What do you say to all those people?
So people don't know me. They don't talk to me, and they make shit up, right? So first I want to address this thing about this body part that I put on Facebook. I put it out there, and I want to talk about why and where that came from. So I believe in being transparent and informative. I say that over and over again, and if you'll recall, many of you will recall that in the past, I was always putting out information about police, criminal activity, car accidents, fires, and all those things. And there is, and has been, a active, concerted effort to suppress information that is being presented. They're keeping it from you. And I don't, and I won't. And what you can expect from me is more transparency, more information, and more truth, not less. So when I put that arm out there, I knew it belonged to somebody. I didn't know who. And me and people I was talking to, we thought it was some of the studs from down south of the border chopped up with somebody else. And I wanted our people to know that there was a significant criminal incident at our lakefront. That was my only intention. And I got to tell you, if it comes down to a choice between suppressing information or presenting information, I'm going to present to you every time. You do with it what you will, right?
Gotcha. And you don't regret it after?
I do not regret it.
Okay.
I do not regret it.
Okay.
I'll tell you this. I'm going to give you another example of what I mean by the suppressing of information. Man, I left those stats out in the car for December of last year in 23. But I can tell you this. Between January 1st of 2024 and June 30th of 2024, there were 3,300 violent crimes committed in Waukegan. You don't know about none of them. Or maybe you know about 2 or 3, because they're actively suppressing that information that you have a right, not an entitlement, you have a right to know about it, but they won't give it to me. I used to give it to you.
Yeah.
Every day, twice a day. You remember?
Yeah, you used to.
Yeah.
So, do the thing. Yeah, you used to go.
So that's it. You know, man, I'm focused.
What about Trayvon Martin?
Man, I got to
press back on Trey.
focused on Waukegan.
Okay. I had to ask, man.
You asked.
Because people, when I announced that I was interviewed, that was the thing that people wanted to know.
That was 13 years ago, and you asked me about it. We have problems, issues current right now today. We are not focused on the core issues that most immediately and directly impact the residents of Waukegan. That's where my focus is. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted about things I said in 20 years ago. You know, when I was 6 years old, I stole a candy bar, man. I'm telling you. So give it up. All right.
Gotcha. A few more comments on this thing. Eugene Mayfield says, "Speak your truth, sir." Hugo Rodriguez says, "Keith always answers his phone. He takes his position seriously." Edgar Rodriguez says, "Is Waukegan getting any profits from the casino?"
Oh yeah, in a big way, and we're gonna get more. Right now, and I may be wrong a little bit. So, but here's what we got. We have three things, right? So we have the gaming machines, we have the dispensaries, and we have the casino. Gaming machines, all that money goes to police pensions. Right?
Okay.
So right now, or the last number I heard was we had about $7 million sitting over there. We just sitting on it. And we actually had discussions about how we were going to spend that money.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And the alderman get to weigh in. The mayor has her pitch about what she'd like to do. And so let's say probably now it's about 8. So we're getting money off the casino and we're not spending it.
Okay.
At some point, and part of that money is from lease payments, rent, that the casino was paying us. At some point after the main casino,
the city owns the property?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. We bought the property back in I'm gonna say 2005.
That was smart. That was smart.
It was a smart move.
That was very smart. Wow.
And it was bought for that.
Yeah.
Purpose, right?
Yeah.
So when the real casino was built, at some point the casino will buy $30 million cash money.
Wow. What's holding that up? Do you know what's holding the building up?
There was a lawsuit by the Potawatomi alleging that the process by which the license was awarded was tainted. They lost one court, and I think they went through another. It's close to being. It's almost
nice.
Right? And once that's done, casino's going to do what they
I'm
do.
excited to see that. Seriously.
Me too.
Beautiful. Eugene said that's a beautiful idea. Damn, just get in the office now, man. Jay Pratcher says, "Is Waukegan going to help ICE deport illegal aliens?"
No, I don't think so. If you will, I got the statement from the mayor. If you'd like to hear that,
If you want to read it,
I'll read it from the mayor. So, and again, I'm not here to pick on the mayor. I am not. I'm not here to pull salt. I'm here to answer questions. And so, what I want to do is, I will read you the statement. The official statement says right there, Carlos. Official statement.
Yes.
City of Waukegan seal. And it says, Waukegan, under the leadership of Mayor Ann Taylor and Police Chief Edgardo Navarro. I like that guy. I like that. Reasserts its dedication to adhering to the Illinois Trust Act. This legislation aims to stop the participation of local law enforcement in federal immigration issues. The city's main objective during this time is to secure and maintain the well-being of our community by following the guidance of the Illinois Attorney General's office, avoiding participation in federal enforcement efforts, and by preventing the sharing of information solely based on immigration status. For more information on immigration rights in Illinois, please visit the website, Illinois Attorney General, blah, 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 and blah, right? So that's the official statement. To answer the question, because he asked, is Waukegan? He asked his keys. He says Waukegan. So that's the official of Waukegan. But what's interesting is a statement from the mayor, not from the city council. So it wasn't something that we voted on. I will have my official statement regarding this tomorrow. I'll probably, I'm working on it. I just,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See if we got some more.
I love this.
It's good. It's good.
Can I come back?
Anytime, man.
I want to come
the
back.
seat is always open.
I love
it's always
this.
open. Sonia D. Turner is in the building. She says, "I'm proud of you, baby." That got to be the lady you met at the VA. Got to be the lady you met at the VA.
Sonia D.
But what would your view be on assisting with ICE? Paula asked. What would be your view on assisting with ICE?
I'll have an official statement on that tomorrow.
Gotcha.
No later. So Paula, if you don't see it, hit me up. Text me. 847-445-3788. But when I tell you I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. So I'm not trying to, but I just, tomorrow, okay?
In the interest of speaking to the community, and that's what we want to do, look into the camera, tell people what you're going to do, what are you about. Again, I mean, they already know what you're about, but what are you going to do to make sure that they know what's going on, man, to get you in that office?
So, what I want you folks to understand is I am not status quo. I'm not what you are used to or accustomed to. When I speak with sincerity. I'm not motivated by personal gain or anything of that sort. Sometimes I'm too blunt. I'm direct. You ask, I answer. If I can, and believe me, there's some things I can't talk about, no one. But I try to be as forthcoming as I can. I am focused on and driven by getting shit done. I'm the guy that gets shit done, right? And that's what I'm going to bring to the table as mayor. I'm known for it as alderman, not just in my ward, but across the city and beyond. And I guarantee you, I will get shit done for Waukegan, for you. We need to focus on the things that most immediately and directly impact us. We need to cut red tape and make Waukegan business friendly. I say it all. You can't be business friendly if you're not business friendly. And I'm the most business friendly guy. I take a lot of heat for that.
Sure.
I take a lot of.
I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but I want you to know that you can count on me. I keep my word. I don't make empty promises. I don't make promises and then don't follow through. Somebody we know. I'm here to fight the good fight on behalf of the residents and the businesses, residents and businesses. We have a lot of businesses that are choosing to leave Waukegan, businesses that won't come to Waukegan. We have people who don't feel safe in their own homes and neighborhoods. There are a lot of things that we need to focus on. We can't fix all problems at once. There's no new problem, right? I challenge you and you and you and you. You tell me a new problem. There ain't none. Nothing gets fixed, right? Because we got to go through all these hoops and hurdles, and you understand where I'm coming from. So what I'm asking of you, because you're going to ask a lot of me, what I'm asking of you is for your vote in the election on April 1st. And early voting and mail-in voting will start on March 7th. Now today, you're getting ballots and people are mailing in their ballots and my name is not on the ballot. That's because I'm independent. And this is the Democratic primary. When you get your ballot for the election, see, the primary is not an election. Right. It's a selection. It's the party selects their candidate to run in the election. Well, I'm running in the election, and when you get that ballot, you're going to see former Alderman Harold Beetling. That's your Republican candidate. I'm not a Republican. I don't care what you say. All right. Harold Beetling will be top of the ballot by lottery. They pulled a lottery. The winner of the Democratic primary, see, the parties always go first. They make it more difficult, and they put us at the bottom if we're independent. The winner of the Democratic primary will be second on the ballot. Third name on the ballot, Keith E. Turner. That's me. And that's who you want to vote for. And then at the bottom of the ballot will be Mayor Ann Taylor. So I'm asking for your vote to be the new mayor of Waukegan, to take some risk, to bring some change, to defeat the status quo. We elect the same people, the same kind of people that think and do the same thing over and over and over again, and that's why we don't accomplish anything. We are not the city of progress. We are the city of stagnation. You know it, and I know it too. We're going to bring change to City Hall. We're going to open it up. We're going to open the city. We're going to do business, and everybody's going to be happy. Hurt no one, help someone, have some fun.
Absolutely. Y'all heard it first right there. Alderman Keith Turner. He's running for mayor of the city of Waukegan. Y'all make sure y'all get out there and get in tune. It is early voting now. If you want to get out and vote tomorrow, you can go vote in the city of Waukegan. There's a lot of different spots where you can go. Before we get out here, I got to shout out to the Closet Space, ladies and gentlemen. You want to get over there. They got 35% off on most of the stuff in the store, all right? So make sure y'all get to the Closet Space. It's a lot of stuff. There's a lot going on. You can come get a jacket, coat, whatever you need. They're going to get you together.
I'm coming.
They coming.
We open tomorrow.
We open tomorrow. Man. Come through that. Closet Space, that's 2700 Sheridan Rd in Zion, Illinois. 30% off on most of the things in the store. Tell them BoyLosCrazy sent you, and you might get another 10% off. You might be at 45%, Keith. You might be. But that's it. You shopping. Y'all know what it is. It is Lake County Unfiltered. It's the BoyLosCrazy. If you knew better, you'd do better. Need 2 sweaters. We got an event coming up, too. I want to get that on the screen, Sean, if we could. We got an event coming up, Silence the Bully, that's coming up this Saturday, y'all. Y'all can see it right on the screen. It's going to be nice. If your kids are in the area and they want to come through the event, make sure they come through to this event. It's a great event about trying to stop bullying in high schools, all right?
Speaking of events, can I get a plug real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, so I'm having an event on February 1st at the Dandelion Art Gallery, 109 South Genesee. This is free food on me. Sonya told me not to do it, but I might bring some ice cream just in case, all right? 1 to 3 p.m. on Saturday, February 1st. Free food on me. Come see it, and you're going to ask all those questions that didn't get answered tonight.
Absolutely. Hit him up, because there's a lot of people that ask a lot of questions that we couldn't get to.
Please hit me up.
Hit him up. Hit him up. He can ask you directly.
I'll answer your questions.
Absolutely. It's the BoyLosCrazy. If you knew better, you'd do better. I need 2 sweaters. We'll see y'all next time.
Outstanding, man. I love Waukegan.
Take the mics out.
It's the crazy ride show. Hold up, you know that we bust. It's a crazy ride show. Man, you know that we bustin', yeah. It's a crazy ride show. Hold up, you know that we bustin', yeah. It's a crazy ride show. Hold up, you know that we bustin'.